Welcome to the Krypton Report podcast. I am Tyler, the Superman of Blue, and with me is James coal mining coal, because out there digging in the hills, trying to find, getting ready for the next couple months. And also with us is Solomon Venom Patrick.
What up?
I'm back.
Shit, the only way we're gonna survive these days is to strike gold, man.
I know. So keep digging, James. Keep on digging in the free world.
Dig.
Today we're talking about KO. And this is an episode we just thought could be kind of fun because they posted this online, and then that DC Connect magazine had a bracket in it, but didn't have everybody filled in, and then they released the image that I'll be sharing here now. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see the image that we're using here. Everyone has their own image too, but
Yeah, the official one that DC fully released, fully filled in.
Yep. So it's the first brackets, and we thought it'd be kind of fun just to talk about this event. As you know, we will be reading the event and we'll talk about it, but James and I, for the most part, just read everything as it comes on the app. So we won't be as in the immediate as some people. But we thought this could be fun to do. The whole event is based on a fight that they have to fight each other to get energy to be able to take on Darkseid. Because as we know, Darkseid is more powerful. So I got my coffee and my dad, man, myth, legend, Superman mug, brought to you by the great Brian Peters.
Nice.
A little pumpkin spice creamer with some cinnamon, because ever since we watched Superman Man of Tomorrow. But we thought we can't just do a bracket two people, so Solomon is joining us to chime in. So let's just get started because we got a lot to talk about.
Let's do this.
So here we go. First round. Superman.
I was gonna say, you're gonna start at the top, or you're just gonna go randomly?
I'm just gonna start at the top and go down.
Okay.
Superman versus Giganta, and I've got my bracket to kind of fill in, and then I'll try to make one up for us as a podcast. So, all right, this is our Krypton Reports podcast bracket. Superman versus Giganta. Do we even have to debate this?
I mean, Superman's going forward. I feel like Giganta, I mean, yeah, she's a villain. I'm sure she could be ruthless to want to kill, but could she even? You know what I mean?
And I feel like Superman would try to hold back and, adapt, but he knows the stakes of what this is.
Well, that's the thing. That's something that they described in KO. That's the thing you can't do. If you hold back in your fight in this tournament, you lose, like, what was it? The Omega energy from like this universe or something. Or I'm not sure exactly how that's going down, but if you show mercy and stuff like that, you lose the energy required to fight Darkseid in the end.
And what we're referring to is there was a video that was put out by
Scott Snyder and Josh Williamson.
Williamson. Yep, and they kind of talked about the event. So check that out on YouTube. If I remember, I'll throw that in our show notes.
Yeah.
So we're all.
So I mean, I think that even when it comes to this, I think, if it comes down to it, Superman would just give her that one punch that'll take her out of the fight because he has to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because he knows what the stakes are.
So, all right. What do you think, Solomon? Superman, Giganta?
Superman, definitely. We are a Superman podcast, so I'm gonna say Superman, definitely. Because Superman is probably one of the best characters if DC and we're all Superman fans, and I feel like he would probably just throw Giganta to an intergalactic zoo, probably. So
All right, moving on. Captain Atom and Power Girl.
I mean that one's a bit tougher. I mean, in the animated movie of Public Enemies, Power Girl punched Major Force, which is similar, quite a similar character to Captain Atom, and
Yeah.
pierced his suit and caused him to explode and all of his energy to dissipate. She's Kryptonian. Does she have that power to do that to Captain Atom? Perhaps, but also Captain Atom has every form of radiation, red sun, things like that, to weaken Kryptonians.
And I'm thinking
and he's a
about
soldier. He kind of has that in him to go all the way. I mean, I might have to call Captain Atom on that one.
I'm gonna lean towards Captain Atom. I think Power Girl, but I'm thinking about just recently how Power Girl's been in the comics. I don't see her as ruthless enough to I see Captain Atom, like you said, as the soldier, doing his duty and using the red solar radiation. Solomon?
it's Captain Atom. He could make the red sun and bless his power of the red sun. Power Girl then.
Okay. Our next tier is Guy Gardner versus Firestorm.
Firestorm, he's incredibly powerful. Those transmutation powers he has, lots of blasts, things like that. He also has genius within him, so they can solve a lot of problems. But Guy Gardner wields a lantern ring, one of the most powerful and deadly weapons in the universe. And Guy Gardner himself is bit of a rough guy. He's rough around the edges. He's quick to a fight. Is he ruthless to end the fight?
Oh, James, you went mute. James. Not sure what happened. We lost you, James. James, you're muted. Can you hear me, James? Not sure what we lost you for a second, James. I agree with what James was saying about Guy. I feel like Firestorm would give him a good run, but I think at the end of the day, Guy would win because he would do something. He has more, I think, of the killer instinct or defeat instinct than Firestorm does. Solomon, comments?
I forgot to tell you about Captain Atom and Power Girl. Sorry, but I think Captain Atom is gonna win that one because he red sun radiation plus his power will win. But Guy Gardner versus Firestorm, I'm probably going to go.
James is back. Keep going, buddy.
I'm probably gonna go lean to Guy Gardner.
I just feel that in this battle, Firestorm would be winning. Guy Gardner would do something drastic to take him down because I feel like Firestorm's more of fight to subdue, while Guy Gardner's more like I'm going to fight to win. Even with the genius doctor in him.
Okay. So was my thing, because I clicked on mine, it was unmuted on my side while I was talking. Did you?
Yeah, I don't know. You just went out.
Did you
So
get any
maybe
of that?
I didn't hear any of it, but I'll check the recording to see if like you
Oh,
came through, because
no.
that could be a thing.
I mean,
But
I ultimately went with Guy Gardner. In the end, I said, Firestorm. He's really powerful, transmutation powers. He's got two minds in there. Um, he's a younger guy, and he was just like a college student when he got his powers. He wasn't a soldier or anything like that. Guy Gardner is a Green Lantern with one of the most powerful weapons in the universe, the Green Lantern ring. Um, so I mean, and Guy Gardner, he's a rough around the edges kind of guy. I don't know about rough around the edges guy. He's just a rough guy. So I think he would, even if Firestorm was getting the better of him during a fight, coming in here off your last what I heard you say after refreshing. I mean, even if he was, Firestorm was getting the better of him because of those um, transmutation powers and all the blasts and everything he has. But I think Guy Gardner would be more ruthless and
mhm.
put him out of the fight.
Okay, so we have Guy. All right, Jay Garrick versus Cheetah.
Um, well, I mean, I know Cheetah's fast. Cheetah's also a Wonder Woman villain. I mean, that is a tough hurdle. I think Jay would have his work cut out for him, but he is a speedster. He does have the speed force. He is still quite a bit faster than Cheetah, even though she is like incredibly fast. And he is like the smartest of all of the Flashes. So with the age, experience, and intelligence, I think Jay Garrick's going to take that one.
Okay, Solomon, what you got?
So, we have a Flash against a Cheetah. I'm gonna tell you right now. If this was Barry Allen, he would win. And Jay is probably gonna win too. Because he would go in time in the Speed Force and go pretty fast and probably like beat Cheetah in some alternate reality, something like that.
Okay.
But I still think it's Jay.
Okay, I'm listening to you, Jay. I'm not gonna make it overcomplicated here. The next one, Aquaman versus King Shark. My question for this one, okay? Can Arthur talk to King Shark on a different level, like he talks to, sea life and everything?
Something you might be missing though on that, Tyler, right now is after absolute power, Mira has his power. He has Mira's power. He does not do that now. He does
That's
not
right.
do
I
that
totally
right
forgot
now.
that. I have read the first issue of the Aquaman. New Aquaman.
I read
Okay,
the
so
first 2 issues of that so far.
all right, so I'm gonna give it to King Shark. Oh, that's Janita texting me. King Shark. And just when I hear King Shark, I'm just thinking of Ron Funches.
Okay, well, if it was Ron Funches, it doesn't matter if Aquaman has his powers or Mira's. Aquaman's taking that for real. But even the Aquaman on Harley Quinn.
I just love his voice for King Shark.
Yeah. King Shark in the comics. Who is it? Who is the version that we are using? Is
I
it
don't know.
Nanaue? I think that's the one that I read recently in more of the recent comics. I think they call I can't remember what book it was though, but somebody called King Shark Nanaue.
I've been trying to stay up, but yeah, that one I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, if it's the Nanaue version, who's supposed to be like some kind of shark deity or
God,
something,
yeah,
yeah, something like that. I mean, maybe that's a tough one. You know what I mean? C
it is a
versus
tough
D.
one. But the fact that he has Mira's powers, I'm gonna give it to King Shark.
Right. He does not have the experience with Mira's powers. He's been learning to control them, and Mira's powers are awesome. Like she has got some serious aquamancy, you know. But does Aquaman have the experience with that to go up against King Shark? I might have to give it to King Shark this round.
Okay, now
Maybe
Solomon.
bite Aquaman's hand off again.
Yeah, dude, that would be hilarious. That's what comes out of this.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go King Shark. I feel like now I haven't been reading comics because I'm lazy, but that's just me. Hey, but I'm gonna go to King Shark because I feel like King Shark would just kill him immediately, especially with his god power that you guys been talking about. Yeah, I'm gonna go to King Shark on that one.
Okay. All right. So this next one, I've been reading Green Arrow, but I don't remember Connor Hawk coming in. So I don't know if this is a alternate Connor Hawk or anything, but I'm gonna go Hawkman just because he's a warrior, he's savage, he's brutal.
So Connor Hawk, he is trained by the League of Shadows or League of Assassins, whichever version they call themselves. I think it's League of Shadows in the comics, right?
the League of Extraordinary
Yeah.
Gentlemen.
Yeah. And he is considered one of the most deadly people in the DC universe. He was the projected winner of the Lazarus tournament back
Mm,
when Damian was doing his own book there.
I remember that. I remember that.
So there is some of that with Connor Hawk.
This I'm gonna
Hawkman is
this I'm gonna mark as one of those fights that I'm, as well as the Aquaman King Shark, that I'm actually kind of more interested in, because I think that'd be a good fight. And I wonder how Williamson and Snyder made this bracket, because like I know when we've done our brackets and stuff in the back, I know the process that I do for making the bracket by just assigning a number to every character and then drawing two out.
gotcha.
So I wonder what they did. But Solomon, what do you think, Connor Hawk or Hawkman?
So I mean, ultimately, I think I might go with Hawkman because of his, he's got lifetimes worth of experience. He's got some pretty hardcore weaponry, and he is not afraid to kill.
It's true. I think it'll be a good battle.
I'm gonna go Hawkman. The Connor Hawk. Is it Green Arrow son?
Yeah.
That's who he is. Okay, sweet. Well, so I think he might do a little bit. Connor might do a little bit damage to Hawkman, but I honestly think that Hawkman would probably kill him. That guy was getting swept off his feet. So I'm gonna go Hawkman.
Okay. This one next is Lex Luthor and Black Lightning. I think Jefferson Pierce is a great character, but I think they're going to give it to Lex Luthor. Like, I always feel like they're trying to do, like, especially with Williamson, the way he's writing, like with Lex, I think he's going to give it to Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I think with the way he's written Lex Luthor, even though Lex Luthor is trying to turn over a new leaf, this version or the way he's been written, he still has that ruthless, will do what is necessary to get the job done. shrinking all the Zarnians into constant war and battle, killing Farm and Graft or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
All right. The Demon versus Supergirl.
Hey, you forgot about me and Lex Luthor.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm gonna go.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go Lex Luthor because I also think that Black Adam probably basically think that he killed him, but learned that actually was not Lex Luthor, and Lex Luthor comes with his power suit and basically beats up Black Adam.
Black Lightning. I could see Black Lightning, like zapping Lex Luthor until he thinks like he's dead, but kind of pulling back that little bit just to not, you know what I mean? Subconsciously, and he doesn't die, and then Luthor comes up, and he doesn't put him out, and Lex Luthor, just because Jefferson Pierce is typically a much nicer guy.
I see Lex like in his power suit having something that absorbs Black Lightning's energy.
Yeah.
And then like redirects it or something. All right. The Demon versus Supergirl. Solomon, you go first.
I'm gonna go Supergirl. I feel like the Demon would do some interesting damage kind of a thing. Like it probably like kind of like the Superman and Kaiju, kind of like the damage of the Kaiju, but more stronger. And in recent continuity, I think Supergirl will probably win this.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give it to the Demon. Not just because the magic, but I'm gonna look at the way they've been writing Supergirl in her comic recently and how we've seen her. She's a little bit more girly and lighthearted. And I think that the Demon might overtake her. James, you got to split the D.
Oh man, the Demon and Supergirl. Oof, that's I'm thinking the whole time you're talking, and that's, I mean, Etrigan. Ugh. I'm gonna go with Etrigan. I like Etrigan. He's got magic on his side. Plus, he is super strong, super durable. He can stand toe to toe with the Kryptonians. And then with the magic on his side, I mean, I'm going Etrigan.
Okay.
How to break
All right, here's my question. Do we want to just do this side of the bracket, then move on to the other side of the bracket? Since we're talking about these characters and kind of.
No, it's okay. We can jump over to Wonder Woman and Starro.
Okay.
Let's do this.
As long as you're keeping track of them, right?
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman versus Starro. Solomon, go first.
Okay. So when I first got the bracket, I was thinking about this because this is the first one I saw. I was like, I don't know. I'm like, if Harley Quinn could do some damage to Starro, then Wonder Woman can. Because when Harley Quinn pierced through Starro's eye in Suicide Squad, I think Wonder Woman could probably do the same thing and probably kill Starro. So I'm going to go to Wonder Woman. I feel like she would slice all the Starros in half and probably kill Starro itself. So Wonder Woman.
I'm going Wonder Woman. Like I don't even really need to debate it. Like she's a warrior. I think. Yeah, you don't bench Wonder Woman first round.
Yeah, no, I don't think Wonder Woman's stopping. I know all the talk of all these deadly people and all this throughout the DC universe. Wonder Woman is potentially the most deadly. She is one of the most skilled warriors in hand-to-hand combat and weaponry and everything else. And she can stand toe-to-toe with any fighter in in the DC universe. So I think that and her powers, she's taken it from Starro. I think Starro would be fun. I think it'll be interesting, but I think she's taking it.
Yeah. Solomon. Lobo versus Plastic Man.
Interesting. This is pretty interesting. So I'm gonna go Plastic Man.
Oh. Oh.
Here is why. I think Lobo will do some pretty good damage, but I think Plastic Man would get the upper hand of Lobo and probably like turn to a gun and probably shoot himself and probably like win that battle. So I'm gonna go Plastic Man.
Man, I want Plastic Man to beat Lobo, but I just feel
I
like
know you
Lobo.
do.
Like I'm just thinking like a Plastic Man like go into his mouth and suffocate him, but I think Lobo's gonna go for the win. I'm thinking
Yeah,
about his popularity and his ruthlessness. Like Lobo will kill you. That's the thing is Lobo has no problem. Like the event's called KO for knockout, but like with Lobo, I worry about him actually killing somebody.
yeah, I do. That is a potential issue there. I think Lobo is going to take it. But if it is KO, I think Plastic Man has the ability um to incapacitate Lobo. I mean, he can't kill him. We know that he can't kill Lobo. So that is an impossibility. But if you go back to Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Strikes Again and some other bits here and there, Plastic Man is, with his abilities, like he's indestructible. He's one of the most he is a powerful DC character, and his ability to shape change is second, is second to none. I think he has the ability to incapacitate Lobo, but how the fight goes, and yeah, Lobo is he's a cold-hearted killer. So I'm gonna give it to Lobo just because it will be incredibly hard to stop him.
This is gonna be another one of those like battle issues I really look forward to.
Yeah, he's got Superman level powers and strength, strength at
Yeah,
the very least, and his indestructibility is near that level, but his regeneration is also second to none. So, I mean, I think it's going Lobo. Yeah, Plastic Man is strong, but is he indestructible enough that Lobo can't use his chain and hook to just like say he's trying to suffocate him and he uses that chain and hook and just rips him apart, you
right.
know? I think Plastic Man will reconstitute just fine, but not
Will it bring him
immediately.
down?
But he'll be down.
Yeah. All right. Swamp Thing versus Vixen. Solomon.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh god. I'm gonna go to Vixen.
Mm.
The reason being is because Swamp Thing makes plants and Vixen has claws. So technically, I'm gonna go Vixen because she will claw through the plants and probably claw through Swamp Thing. So I'm gonna go Vixen.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm going Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing's green powers. He can grow into a massive form. He can control all the plants all around him. Um, even if she were to get the strength of a silverback gorilla or an elephant or something, just something large like that. Even if he were to strap her down to the ground and root her into the ground, she's not going anywhere. That's not going to help her out. She'd try and dig out like a badger, I guess, but
I'm thinking about Swamp Thing and being able to like control the plants and stop the plants from making oxygen. And
Second,
Vixen going down.
And second thought, I'm gonna go Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing, you make my heart sing.
I have a whole playlist of those saved on YouTube. That whole
Yeah,
series.
the
And I
very
watch it every
short-lived,
now and again.
awesome '90s Swamp Thing. Okay, Cyborg versus Batwoman. There's a lot of Bat characters on here. You notice, like, there's three. So there's three from the Super family, and from the Bat family, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, debatable 5. Cyborg and Batwoman. Is it bad that I don't really care? Like, I'm gonna let you go first, Solomon.
I am going to go with Batwoman. I think she could hack into Cyborg's suit and control it,
Okay.
basically killing Cyborg.
James?
That's an interesting route. But I'm going Cyborg with this. He's got quite a few advantages in this fight. Batwoman, I mean, the Bat family, they always have gadgets and things like that, you know. What kind of devices would she have to try and incapacitate his electronics, you know? Essentially shut down a large portion of his body. So I think there's a potential there with the Bat family gadgets and whatnot, but I'm going Cyborg.
I'm gonna go Batwoman because I feel like she's the one that you don't like. She's the underdog, but I feel like it doesn't really matter. So, but Batwoman, okay. Do we even have to debate the next one? Really? Like, can we just mark it and go on?
Well, mark it because they're gonna put
Give it to
Batman in there
Batman.
the next round. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
because
He's gonna be
Snyder,
like, I'm gonna sneak out of the shadow and slip off her star sapphire ring or something.
or confess I've always loved her. Something. Yeah. All right. This is
Yeah.
we'll just skip that one because it's Batman. We know how Snyder is, and DC is. Period. The next one,
I want to call Star Sapphire. I want to call Star Sapphire in that, but I just afraid that they're just going to give it to Batman because it's Batman.
Exactly. They should have given it to it should have been Batman versus someone that no one cares about. Like, but how is this next one going to work? Solomon, I need you to go first on this next one. Red Hood versus Damian Wayne.
Ooh. Wow. Okay. So, I heard a little birdie told me that Red Hood's been getting stronger in the comics. So, but Damian Wayne was controlled by Talia al Ghul. And, of course, Ross. He also had the Lazarus pit on his side. But, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm stuck.
All right. I'm going to throw this
stuck.
out there. I feel that the recent writing of Damian Wayne, he's become a better character, but he's not as much of a ruthless fighter as we've seen him depicted before. And Red Hood, I haven't seen a whole lot. I feel like he's gotten a little darker. So I think I'm going to go with Red Hood.
I think I'm going to go with Red Hood too.
James?
You know, this one is a tougher one with the Bat family. I want to go I want to go with Red Hood.
Okay.
My favorite of the characters, Damian Wayne. Damian was raised with the League of Shadows, but he has been steered away from that ruthless point, for quite some time. Whereas Red Hood, even though he's come back from that brink, he's still more of a Punisher type.
Okay. All right. Next round. Okay. So that brings us to Zatanna versus Barda. I'm just gonna throw this out there. I'm giving it to Barda. She's experienced against magic. She's a warrior. She's strong. She's powerful. She comes from Apocalypse. Zatanna's a smart, strong fighter, but I just don't think that she has the warrior instinct for a battle like Barda. Solomon?
I'm going to go Barda. Strength, yes, she could probably win. Because she comes from Apocalypse and all this jazz and all that jazz and all that. She can. I feel like she can beat the Tana. So.
Okay.
I'm going to give it to Barda.
I mean, Barda's a hell of a warrior, and she does have the fighting skill. I might have to go with Barda. She has the ruthlessness, being trained and raised on Apocalypse. I know she has spent a long time not being that, and Zatanna is one of the craftiest of the entire magic community. I think Zatanna's gonna take it.
Oh, all right. Well, all right. James puts Zatanna on his personal bracket. But Barda it is for our collective bracket. That's why there's 3 of us.
Yep.
But that's the fun of this. All right, Harley Quinn versus Metamorpho.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know who wants to go on that one.
I think I'm gonna go Metamorpho. Yeah, I feel like everyone else can be Harley Quinn, but I really feel like Metamorpho might pull out something and defeat Harley Quinn, even with her psychological prowess, trying to get inside his head. I think Metamorpho might take it.
I certainly think his abilities give him the edge in the fight. Harley Quinn she is very intelligent, and she has been a killer in the past. But I think Metamorpho has the edge. I'm gonna give it to Metamorpho.
Solomon?
Metamorpho.
Okay. All right. All right. So now we're going to jump back to the other side. Superman versus Captain Atom.
So this fight is going to be good. We've seen this fight many times in the past. Superman usually comes out on top. I don't think this one's going to be any different, especially if you've at least, I only got to read the first page and a half of the KO preview, talking about Superman with his yellow sun gloves, where he's got miniature yellow suns in his gloves to power him through it, to give him the advantage against magic and places he would otherwise lose his abilities, things like that. So if he's gonna try and charge himself up in the middle of the fight by having miniature sun brass knuckles in his gloves, then why not go with Superman?
Okay. I feel like Superman's just there's a reason why I'm sitting in a shrine to Superman, but whatever. Solomon, any comments?
No, Superman.
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
Guy Gardner versus Jay. For a lot of the same things we said, I think this will be a really good fight, but I'm going to give it to Guy because I feel like he just has that little bit more douchey dickishness that would push him over to beating Jay. Thoughts?
I mean, it's tough to count out the speedsters, you know.
Another reason why I'm going to give it to Guy is because I know that in the next bracket it would be Guy against Superman, and Superman would just beat the crap out of Guy. So just saying that. So.
I'm gonna go Jay. I mean, yes, I would like to see that, but I'm gonna go Jay. That way, it gives Superman a kind of moral conundrum, you know, going against considering one of his elders and one of the people who kind of started the whole thing and all that.
All right, Solomon for the tiebreaker, and you're allowed to voice your opinion. You don't have to agree with me, son. Just
Jay.
Okay, it's going Jay. That's why I like Solomon on here. Like he never really like. We've seen it before. Solomon says what he wants and what he thinks. He doesn't care. All right, King Shark versus Hawkman.
I'm gonna go Hawkman. He has an advantage in this fight. I think it'd be a brutal fight. If you ever wanted to see which sounds very wrong, if you ever wanted to see somebody beat a shark to death with a mace, but I don't know. I think maybe Hawkman's experience in brutality. I'm gonna give it to Hawkman. It's just too dark.
All right, Solomon.
King Shark. I think King Shark will probably like ride on Hawkman and take a bite for this. Drift Hawkman to the sea, drowning him, and basically like, breaking off his wings. King Shark.
You know what? I want to see that. I'm going to go for the underdog here. I'm going to go King Shark.
Yes! Yes!
I'm going to throw this out here real quick as we're making this bracket. There's a reason why Superman and Batman are on opposite sides. And I'm almost wondering if the person who's going to end up fighting Darkseid is going to be Lex Luthor. But we're still doing our own bracket. Okay, Lex versus the Demon.
Lex versus the Demon. Oh man. I mean, I want to give it to Etrigan. I just have a feeling that it's going to be Lex Luthor. Not sure how, but I think it's going to be Lex Luthor.
I'm going to go Lex.
I'm a good demon.
All right, but I'm going to go Lex. Because, yeah. All right. We're going to start this. Barda versus Metamorpho. I'm going from the bottom to the top.
Can I say mine?
Yeah.
I'm going to go first. Okay. I'm going to say Barda. She will probably like destroy Metamorpho.
I'm going to say Barda.
Barda and Metamorpho. I'm going to go Barda.
Okay. Batman and Red Hood.
Oh, Batman.
I feel like this is going to be one of those really good fights. Even if it's not like happens, even if it's Batman versus Damian, because there's a lot of similarities there. I feel like Jason's got more of the killer edge, but Batman will use that to his advantage. But yeah, Batman.
I'm going to go Batman as well.
Swamp Thing versus Batwoman.
I'm going Swamp Thing.
Solomon.
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing. Okay, Wonder Woman versus Lobo. Now, this is a fight that I want to see. But I'm going my girl Wonder Woman.
I'm gonna go Wonder Woman. But I absolutely want to see that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, everyone knows I'm not a
Like-
big Lobo fan, so
Like we've seen Superman versus Lobo for a lot of different reasons, and it's usually just Lobo throughout the most of the time. He just like he always tries to anger Superman with his talking, you know, and I think his banter with Wonder Woman would be completely different. I think she would return a little bit, but
Mhm.
also I think he could offend her and she could put a beat down on him, incapacitate him into just, you know, a bloody mess and leave him on the he's not going to die, but leave him on the battlefield.
I'm gonna go Wonder Woman as well.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Which brings us to
Superman versus Jay. I think it'd be Superman. For all the reasons we've said. And I think Jay would give it his all, but I think he would know that Jay knows he couldn't go all the way.
Yeah, that's where I think that the moral quandary comes in there. You know what I mean? Can Superman continue being little more ruthless fighting at this point? Can he beat down on Jay? Which, you know, Jay Garrick, they do have powers, you know, but like when
Mhm.
he's not running, when he's not super speed, he's kind of normal,
Yep.
you know, to a degree. So it's like Superman versus the Flash and Teen Titans or Justice League versus the Teen Titans, where he jumped down and snapped his leg because he can heal, but
Yep.
he's just got to put him out of the fight.
Okay. Solomon, Superman or Jay?
Superman.
Okay. King Shark versus Lex Luthor. Solomon.
I'm gonna go King Shark. He'll eat his head immediately.
Cole.
Sorry, who are we? King Shark versus who?
Lex.
Oh, versus Lex. I feel like it's going to be Lex, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Lex. I want it to be King Shark.
Because I mean, you got to get that Lex Luthor versus Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
and I think it would have been interesting if they took out of this KO fight, like they took out Superman and had John Kent there instead of Clark, and like Bruce wasn't there as Batman. They had Nightwing. You know what I'm saying?
There's plenty of people, plenty of other villains that are not on here.
Yeah,
So
it's a very interesting roster of who's battling. It's going to be an interesting event. Okay, here we go. Ready? Batman versus Barda. I'm giving it to Barda. James?
Man, Batman versus Barda. I want to give it to Barda. I'm gonna give it to Barda. I
Solomon?
just have a feeling.
I'm gonna go Barda.
Okay.
Barda.
And now we've just pissed off everybody, but you know what?
Who cares? It's on report.
Take that, prep time. And here's why. Because this next one is Swamp Thing versus Wonder Woman, and I'm giving it to Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Dad, because I'm gonna give it the Swamp Thing.
You're gonna give it to Swamp Thing. You're gonna say Swamp Thing's gonna beat Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
All right, it's up to the coal miner.
Oh man. You know, that's tough because I want to give it to Swamp Thing, but I think Wonder Woman. I'm gonna go with Wonder Woman. I want to give it to Swamp Thing, but I'm gonna give it to Wonder Woman.
All right. All right. So Wonder Woman versus Barda. That's the battle I want to see.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna give it to Barda.
Wonder Woman versus Barda.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you
I think-
why.
Go ahead.
I think the drive of Barda to go up against Darkseid is gonna be strong.
Oh, yeah.
I think her, in a sense of striving to fight to want to overcome Darkseid and prove that she is not his, and that she is something better and more, I think is going to drive her. So that's why I'm pushing for Barda through this. So I vote for Barda.
I vote for Wonder Woman.
I mean, I'll
James.
go Barda to see that. We've seen a lot of stuff, and with a lot of crises recently, Superman's had his hand in winning. Wonder Woman was a primary in the Dark Knights,
Yep.
and then Batman has been primary. You know, the Trinity has had a lot to do in a lot of these crises.
Yes.
Over the last 10 years. So, you know, bring somebody else up to the forefront, make them kind of like the savior of the universe. Somebody you wouldn't expect.
Superman versus Lex. Solomon.
Superman. I don't care about that bald guy. He's dead. He's Superman. I still want King Shark to win.
But it's still King Shark versus Superman.
James Cole.
Ooh, you know, that's a tough one. Are we going to be able to see Superman kind of embrace some of the anger that he's had for Lex Luthor all these years? You know, every time Luthor wants to help, it's always he's always wary of what's going to come out of it, what's behind it, what are his motivations, as well as, you know, he always just has, every time it comes up, he does get a bit angry. Is he going to embrace this? Is Superman going to beat Lex Luthor? I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes too, but it's a fight that I want.
And it's a different fight that we have seen in the past. It's not going to be a Lex Luthor who is just hating Superman, who wants to kill Superman. At this point, he doesn't want to in the comics, you know?
And I think it goes back to what we've seen recently with Superman being frustrated and angry because he kills, like, and especially what we've seen recently where, what do you call it? He had all of his doubts. I still think this will be a good fight. And I could see Lex coming out on top too here as like this trying to be redemption for Lex kind of thing. But I'm going to go Superman, and that gives us Superman versus Barda.
I could definitely see Lex coming out, though, on top of this match. Not for the sake of wanting to, but for the sake of needing to.
Yes.
You know? Absolutely. I think that would be really cool.
So, Solomon Patrick, the great protege of mine. Superman v. Barda.
It's very hard. Oh my god.
I'm gonna go for Lex in that last round. Does that make it Lex versus Barda? Is it still Superman versus Barda?
I'm gonna go with Superman won this one. I don't want Superman to die. I don't care. He's gonna fight Darkseid and kill Darkseid, but I know that for sure.
James?
Man, Superman versus Barda, huh? Let's go with Barda. I think Superman will always do whatever's, as much as he can to save everybody, to save the world, to save the universe. But I think in this one, Barda's got that personal stake. Let's give it to Barda, and she could stand toe to toe with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman can stand toe to toe with Superman. Let's give it to Barda.
I'm gonna go Barda, and this is why. As much as I love Superman, obviously, as a writer and as a
No.
creative, I need something different to happen instead of Superman always saving the day. And I think there's a character, and there's emotional stakes, and there's personal vendetta stronger in Barda than there is in a lot of these other characters against Darkseid. And we're gonna see how it plays out, but I'm gonna have Barda versus Darkseid as our ultimate
Who would win?
battle. So
I would like to say this. I think this is what's gonna happen. I think they're gonna battle, and Superman about to kill Barda, and then you see Superman like he refuses to, and throws Barda to Apocalypse, basically killing himself
well, Jang.
into the sun.
Well, Solomon. Remember, Solomon. It's not Dio. It's KO. It's knockout, not death.
I know, but this is what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay.
So let's throw this out from left field. What if we just have Lex Luthor running from the beginning all the way to the end, taking out everybody, because not only it's going to show how smart he is. Not only has he been obsessed with Superman all these years, he's got like a Batman level knowledge of so many people.
Yeah.
Of all these people, and he just,
I would not be surprised if it gets down to being Lex versus Darkseid. Just the way that they've tried to do it, and that angering Superman. Thinking about just Williamson as what he's been writing and what Snyder's been writing. But listeners, KO is kicking off October here. Fill out your bracket. Let us know your thoughts. Who do you think is going to win? Where do you disagree with us? Put it in the comments. Message us, email us, join the conversation. We're going to follow the KO as much as we can. Like I said, we always read on the app as much as we can.
And I'm going to be in KO. So
yeah, and Solomon's going to be reading KO alongside me.
Yeah, so if you guys will be excited for that, I highly suggest that.
And remember,